Hi everyone out there, how's it going? Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking all about houseplants. I am such a huge lover of houseplants, as a lot of you guys know. I talk about them a lot on Instagram, especially anytime I get a new plant or I'm, repotting my plants. I just love my houseplants. And today I wanted to talk about a few in particular that I love, that are easy to care for and that are just really great to have around your home. More than anything, bringing some of that greenery indoors really helps make a space feel fresh and cozy and alive. I'm sure many of you out there can relate if you are also a houseplant lover. But yeah, I wanted to just talk all about houseplants today and some of my favorites, but specifically ones that are really easy to care for. So these are great if you are new to owning houseplants or you want to add one to your collection. Or maybe you're gifting a plant, you're thinking about gifting a plant to someone, which by the way is a really great idea. I have gifted plants before and it's just makes a great gift. But these are some great options for that too, because they tend to be pretty easy to care for. So with that being said, let's dive in. So plant number one is Pothos, a very, very popular plant. You've probably seen them before, maybe you have one yourself. Pothos are beautiful, bushy, but they can be very, very dangly plants as well with these beautiful green leaves. They come in a few different varieties. You can get a marble queen pothos, which is kind of like a variegated variety with some white and green. There's golden pothos, neon pothos as well. I have a neon pothos that my friend gave me a clipping of last year, and it's literally like a bright green. It's really quite cool. But these are very easy to care for plants. They really don't need, like they're not too fussy, they're pretty resilient, they can handle different kinds of environments and lighting conditions, but generally like moderate indirect light is good for them to be kind of like near a window, but not too much direct sunlight. But they can also handle slightly lower light conditions as well. I usually water mine maybe like once a week or so. Mine are just, they're thriving. They're also really, really easy to propagate. So you can just take a clipping of one of the vines, put that in some water, like a little jar of water for a few weeks, changing the water weekly or so, and then a whole bunch of roots will start to grow. And then, at least in my experience, what I do is then I take that and I transfer it into some soil, making sure it's really well watered. And they take really well. That's the way that I've propagated them. Next is spider plant. Spider plant is another really resilient, adaptable plant that at least with mine, they just don't die. I have a couple different spider plants, but my biggest one I've had for about 7 years now, and it is big. It's just having the time of its life. Spider plants are really easy to care for. Again, they can handle a variety of different kinds of environments and lighting conditions. They're okay in lower light, but they're also pretty good in like a moderate indirect light. So I usually have mine like near a window, but not getting too much direct sunlight all day. And I usually just water mine once a week or so. Another cool thing though about spider plants is that they will create little spiderettes, little baby spider offshoots, which one of my big plants right now is currently doing. And you can propagate those little baby plants, which I have actually done before as well. I have one upstairs that was from a spiderette that is now quite big. Really all you have to do is you can just snip off the spiderette and literally just plant it in soil, water it, make sure it's in a little well-drained little pot, and it should be good to go. Or you can even leave it connected to the mother plant until it grows roots in a new little potted pot, and then snip it off. But pretty easy to propagate. Plant number 3 is the snake plant, also known as a mother-in-law's tongue. This is a wonderful, easy to care for plant. Really no fuss, like super no fuss. Also pretty pest and disease resistant for the most part. Snake plants are really good if you're someone who doesn't have a ton of light in your space, because they can handle lower light environments, but they're also good in moderate light too. I have mine in our living room, and so it's not right by a window. Like I'd say it's getting a low-ish light kind of experience. It's like not too close to a window, but there are windows in this room. And it's also growing a little baby. So it's love and life. Snake pants. snake plants are succulents, so they don't need a ton of water. This is another great thing if you are looking for like a low maintenance plant. They don't need to be watered daily, or they don't need like a really moist soil all the time. Honestly, once every couple weeks maybe I'll water mine. They're okay with letting the soil dry out completely between waterings. Next is an aloe. Aloes are super fun. I'm sure you know about aloe. They grow these nice plump leaves that have the aloe gel in the inside that you can use topically, so they can be kind of useful for that. Although I don't really do too much of that with my plant, I usually just let it be. But aloes are pretty easy to care for. They do like a lot of like moderate light, indirect light, but you don't want to give it too much direct sunlight, like beaming sunbeams all day. I currently have my aloe plant in our main floor bathroom down here, powder room, where there's a window, and it gets just indirect light all day, and it is thriving in there. I used to have it by a big window where we used to live, where it would get tons of sun all day, and it did not like that. It got all these like brown spots, and it was like, looked like it was getting sunburned, so doesn't love that. But aloe is another one that doesn't need to be watered very often. It's obviously in the succulent family as well. It's like a little cactus. You don't have to water it too often. I honestly forget about mine, and it is just having a great time. I water it like maybe once a month if I remember, and it's totally fine for the soil to get kind of dry. You just want to keep an eye on it. You obviously want the leaves to look nice and plump, but they hold water in their leaves, so they're okay with being left alone usually for a little while. Next is the Dracaena. There's a few different kinds of Dracaena. One of the most popular ones, and the one that I have, is the Song of India, which is such a beautiful name. And it is kind of like a yellow exterior on the leaf with a green interior. They're pretty good with just medium, moderate light. They'll take a little bit of sunlight, but you don't want to give it too much sunlight because it can burn the leaves. They don't need to be watered too frequently. You can keep the soil a little bit moist, but let it dry out a little bit between waterings, or at least the top inch or so of the soil can dry out between waterings. Next is a jade plant. Specifically though, I have a dwarf jade, which goes by another name, elephant bush, and so it's not a true jade plant, but it's quite similar to that, but it is called a dwarf jade. And this one I highly recommend. I got it a couple of years ago. It is so easy to care for. It loves light. It's a very light-loving plant, so definitely good to have it by a window. If it can get some sun through the day, it'll love that. Where we used to live, I used to have it on a windowsill where it got like just tons of direct sunlight all day, and it loved it. It takes a lot of water though when it's in a lot of light like that, but now it's just by a window, and I water it. I do water it fairly often. I find that the little leaves, which again, it's a succulent, so it holds water in its leaves, but I do find that they start to get a little thin pretty quickly. You don't want to overwater it though. It is prone to root rot, so let the soil dry out before you water it, but I do find it does take a decent amount of watering, maybe once or twice a week. Overall, really easy to care for, and also so easy to propagate, like the easiest thing in the world. You can just literally trim part of the stem with the little leaves on it and let that dry out for a day or two, and then you can just pot it into some succulent friendly soil, and then it's good to go. I've done this from this plant. I have propagated it a few times, and it does quite well, so it's easy to create new little plants from it. Next is an umbrella tree, or a dwarf umbrella tree, which is the one that I have. I've had mine now for just about a month. I haven't had it that long, but it's already growing new babies. I've already repotted it into a bit of a bigger pot. And these ones are pretty hardy. They're pretty resilient. I know people who have had their umbrella trees for like 25 years. My in-laws have one that they've had for that long. People have messaged me on Instagram to tell me that they've had their little miniature umbrella trees for like 30 years. They can live a really long time. and they tend to be pretty easy to care for. They're good with partial sun, so they're good with a little bit of sunlight, but also good with just some indirect light through the day. And it's good to water them fairly regularly. You can keep the soil moist, but you don't want to overwater. They handle drying out more than they handle overwatering. So usually with my plants, honestly, I don't follow any specific schedule with each and every plant. I usually just will feel the soil, and if the soil feels dry enough, that's usually when I water my plants. Next is a flamingo flower. So this one, actually I have it right here. Oh, this is it here. It's kind of flopping over. And it's grown a new baby here. Can you see it? Can you see this little baby? Oh my gosh, it's twirling outward. Oh, so satisfying when a plant grows a new baby. It truly is. It is in the same family as a pothos, so it kind of looks similar, but they grow these heart-shaped leaves. And what it will also do at some point in time, I don't know when, maybe in a couple of years, it'll grow a red heart-shaped flower, which is so cool. I'm very excited about that day. This plant is so easy to care for. I got a little cutting of this last year from one of my friends, and I just potted it, and it is just hasn't had a single problem. I, like most of my other plants, once the soil feels dry, I will water it about once a week, and it's pretty good with partial sun. So this one does get a little bit of direct sunlight earlier on in the day, just based on where I have it sitting in the house, but mostly gets a lot of just like indirect, moderate light through the day. Alrighty, and finally, I want to talk about a Kalanchoe, or a flaming Katy is another name for it. Now I think Kalanchoe is how you would pronounce that. I don't know, I could be wrong, but that's how I say it. This is one of my favorite plants. I just cannot get enough of how silly and ridiculous this plant looks. It grows in the most just ridiculous ways. So this plant is in the succulent family, so it does love quite a bit of light. If you can have it near a window, that would be great. It does like some direct sunlight, and it holds water in its leaves as well, like other succulents do. So you don't need to overwater it. I usually water mine maybe once a week or so, but I give it a thorough watering. Like I'll let the soil dry out and I'll thoroughly water it when I do. And it is just so lovely. It's also growing little flowers. These plants will bloom. Different colored flowers. Mine are yellow, which is really nice, and it was so exciting to see it blooming. It just, yeah, kind of did that unexpectedly. But it just grows these like thick trunks that go in all these awkward directions. I actually got mine from a tiny little cutting from my mom a year ago. And I'm telling you, when I brought it home, and I think I let it root in some water for a little while, but once I potted it into soil, it grew so fast. It was out of this world how fast it started to grow its little trunks and branches upward, and now it is huge, and I've literally had it for like a year. Alrighty, so that is it for today's video. Those are 9 plants that are easy to care for, that I personally love, that I have around my house, that I just highly recommend you check out. I also want to say, just as a little FYI, I really like the app. It's called Picture This, and what you can do, if you have plants in your house, you can just take a picture of the plant and it'll pull up all this information about the plant and how to care for it. So it's a really great app, just as a little FYI. But yeah, let me know in the comments below if you have any of these plants or what your favorite plant is. I would love to hear from you. Houseplants are truly just so fun. They're fun to care for. They're fun to have around. They just make a space feel really, really nice. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.